I don't remember too much about the past. Every day is a new day. Joanie always wakes up first. She puts around the room for a while. It's comfortable here snuggled up with Ken, so I don't mind waiting. Sometimes she goes into the hall to do something, but I know it's still too early. It's when she grabs her cell phone, I know it's time, and I jump off the bed and follow her down the hall. I feel like running. I'm so excited. But first, I need to get some of the kinks out. A couple down dogs, an up dog, and I still beat her to the food bin. One time, I broke into the food they left up high. I held each glass bottle carefully in my mouth when I jumped off the counter and didn't break any. I could tell which ones had oil in them from the way they smelled. The olive oil only had a cork in it. That was easy to pull off, and oh my gosh, that tasted so good. I'm always telling them, come on, guys, give me some walrus blubber or something. I'm half husky after all. My ancestors thrived on this stuff. I need it like a fish needs water. And speaking of fish, also, all of Joanie's capsules. I ate all of Joanie's capsules of fish oil that day. They were on the table, but I'm really agile. I guess they were mad at me that night because they locked me in the bathroom. Of all the nights to leave me alone, just when I needed comfort the most, that was the night my guts exploded. I have no idea why, but I was puking and squirting all night long. To add insult to injury, they gave me a bath in the morning. The next time they left me alone, they left a roast on the counter. But God was watching. I have to tell you that I was God and I was up in the attic and I had a peephole. When I jumped up to check out the meat, God yelled at me from somewhere really loud, like, "No! Get off!" And I ran and hid in the study till they got back, and I never jumped on the high places again. Even if I want to get on the bed or the couch, I ask them first if it's okay. I don't want God mad at me again. The thing about Ken and Joanie is that they're really bad hunters, but somehow they always have food. One time I brought them a squirrel, and they tossed the fresh meat over the pasture fence. I wanted them to make it taste good, not throw it away. Silly me. I didn't realize how to tear the fur off and get to the good parts until I watched the cat doing it. Now I don't even give stuff to them, to K and J. I just eat it. My favorites are the little pink crunchies I find in the wood rat nests. Oh my gosh, those are so good. I haven't found any since we left Monan's Rill. I loved living there. I loved living there, and I still love going back to visit, especially when Ken takes his bike and we run the hills like in the old days. It was really confusing for a while. The houses are gone, and I used to have nightmares about it every time we'd go to visit. I would dream that I got lost and they left me there, and there was no house and I couldn't find them. It was so bad that they woke me up and brought me in bed with them, and I felt really loved. That reminds me of the worst nightmare I ever had. I was staggering around the room, crashing into things, and I couldn't wake up. They put me in the car, and we drove to the doctor's, and they put needles in my leg, and they made me throw up and forced some awful stuff down my throat. After that, Ken and Joanie always kept me on a leash when we went to visit the neighbors. They don't want me to eat any of that weed the neighbors grow. The only reason I ate it that one time was because there was that whole bowl of it soaking in melted butter. I love butter. It's almost as good as walrus blubber.